beautiful Cancerians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to tap into what's going on with you right now and also how you're moving through this period towards the other side. And of course, I do not choose the cards. They pop out as my guides will, and this means it may not resonate with everyone. I have to honor each card that comes out and of course the energy that goes with it. So bear that in mind and let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see at this time? Well, I definitely see with your first card straight off that you're trying to connect to your inner child, to rediscover that sparkle in life, to rediscover that playful side of yourself. So that's so apparent right now. I definitely see a lot of you have been going through a very challenging time where things may have forced you into a period of intense personal development and growth, but it is encouraging you to rediscover, you know, that inner sparkle, and that is where you will find your strength. I feel, you know, you're someone who is very lovable. You're someone who is fun to be with. And I see a lot of you, there is this sense of responsibility that has been on your shoulders for quite some time. And I feel that you are kind of like remembering that life is also to have fun. Easier said than done, I know, but that's definitely something that's coming out there. I mean, it's no accident you've got 2 roaring creatures here. You've got a lion and a lioness. So some of you, this could also be that you are concentrating on your relationships at this time. But this reading is not really meant to be about your relationships. It's more about you and how you are moving through this time period. You spend a lot of your time super focused on the people that you really care about, the people that you love. And of course, that's important. And I feel a lot of you are learning that your happiness is not tied up with another person, or your happiness is not tied up in your job or your sense of what it is you should be doing. It's more about that inner happiness and, you know, finding more joy in the present moment. So I feel a lot of you, that's one of the lessons you've been experiencing recently. Let's go a little bit further than that. We have that 10 of Pentacles, yeah, family. 10 of Pentacles is being very family oriented, or really focusing on your soul tribe, a sense of security as well, responsibility there. We have that Knight of Wands. So that can indicate that you want a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more fun, a little bit more, you know, time, I guess, to tap into your passionate side and lead with your passions. And we also have the Sun. I mean, looking at your energy, I feel some of you may also be super exhausted, and you're identifying what is draining your energy. And a lot of it, with the High Priestess there, I feel you have a very rich inner world, okay, and a very secret inner world as well. And you've been going through a very intense period of personal development, which has thrown up a few fears for you to look at. I'm actually seeing in the water stalactites and stalagmites. they're very interesting. They only kind of grow in a cave. So some of you may have felt that you have been doing a lot of growing in the dark, or you may have felt really withdrawn recently, especially with the High Priestess there in the resistance position. You may have felt super withdrawn recently in order to go through this intense period of learning more about yourself and deepening your belief system. I mean, the stalactites and stalagmites that I'm seeing in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing reading, they're almost touching. And so this can indicate that you're making sense of your world. Things are coming together. It's been a slow process. Some of you, and I do not really know much about the geology of stalactites and stalagmites, but I'm being given a sense of like calcium as well. So some of you, you may have been looking at your calcium levels or bone density, things like that. Maybe that's something that's coming out there in the energy that I can feel. But I feel more than anything, this is about the secret nature of you healing and making sense, and connections. Could also be connections, you feel, connections with people, that you may really connect to people on a deep level emotionally, but you may feel that people do not connect as deeply as you do. And of course, we have to acknowledge in every lifetime that we can only meet each other as deeply as we meet ourselves. And you've met yourself pretty deep. However, it can be that you've met like relationships, or if you're in a high level commitment right now, you may feel that your partner is going through a transformative time, but you may feel either they're distant, or you may feel that you connect to them on a deeper level, or you understand them on a deeper level, and somehow there's this energy of you feeling like you are misunderstood. But what I see here in that energy within itself, that you're choosing to embrace your time in life without fear and with an open heart, an open, accessible heart. And you're welcoming opportunities to live your wild passions, but also you're trying to open yourself up more so that people do not misunderstand you. Or, of course, you are not the sum of what a person thinks of you or imagines you to be. Of course, you are an entity all to yourself, and anyone who judges you or has an idea of who you are, they're often wrong, because they are not you. They cannot understand. It's their perception of what they assume you to be. But I feel like you want to be more accessible to the people that you really care about, so they can understand you on a deeper level, because I feel like you have a very deep, emotional, sensitive heart, and that is something that's incredible. But you always give so much of yourself to others. It's almost like there is also a barrier in that, because you're constantly giving. There's an energy of needing to readdress the balance to also receive. For example, you may have been someone who throughout your life struggles with accepting a compliment, right? And it can be that you are always providing for other people or nurturing other people, that you tend to forget about your own needs. So when someone tries to pay it forward or give it back to you, you almost like can't accept it, or you've had to learn how to be open. Some of you may have struggled with confidence as well. I feel like you're trying to conquer that. So there's a lot coming out in the energy already, and I haven't even touched a card. So this may not resonate with everyone, but this is the energy that I've got coming out here already. I feel this energy of wanting to rediscover your wild side, okay? Your first card there is the Moon Child, and I love this for you because you are the Moon Child, my beautiful Cancerians. You are governed by the cycles of the moon. The Moon card is actually a Cancerian card as well. So this is about the ebb and flow of your emotions, that you're very deep, you're very sensitive, and a lot of you are exploring this. Sometimes in life, people may have said to you that you are too sensitive, or that you are too inquisitive, or too deep, or too intense. But that normally means that the other person is not enough for you. It normally means that they cannot accept the depth that you have reached in your lifetime to date, and they feel overwhelmed by it. Do not change yourself for another person. I feel it's really important to recognize that these people will discover on their own path when the time is right, that, they tried to push you into a little box of expectation, and that was not necessary. You are wild and free, and you have this wonderful playful side that some of you may have felt due to responsibility, that you've had to keep it dormant, or you've had to just be really practical about life. And I feel right now you are rediscovering that childlike spirit within yourself. And it says here, allow your playful side to emerge. Inner child, playful, and children. I mean, some of you, of course, could be parents, and you are kind of like rediscovering the magic of the world through your children's eyes, remembering what it's like to discover things for the first time or see things with new eyes. Children are incredible for teaching us adults, how to look at the world in a very different and magical way, where they are discovering things, and it's so wonderful and magical and incredible. And I feel like as an adult we forget that part of ourselves, or we push it down because we have other things to think about. But I feel right now you want to get back to that place. There's a very nostalgic energy about you, and now I feel like you're asking those big philosophical questions like, what if I do this, or what if I push that button, or what if I go wild and book that holiday destination that I've been meaning to do for years and years and years. I really get this energy of you like, what if, right now, and being more curious and more open to you making your outer world like your inner world, which actually is very magical indeed. You have an incredible way of looking at the world, and I feel a lot of you have been going through a very cathartic experience as well. Some of you may have had to grow old before your time, and what I mean by that, when you were younger you may have had a lot of responsibility in the home space as well, or you grew up a lot quicker than others, you matured a lot quicker than others, and I feel now this is about tapping back in to that inner child energy and being more spontaneous, or more sort of like curious, asking questions, or doing something just for the sake of it feeling great. Now that's really interesting, because I did a really short kind of ritual reading for you beautiful Cancerians out there, and that was actually the message on the major I think it was Major Canis card, which highlighted that now is a time that you're stepping into where you're just doing things for the fun of it, because it feels good. You're doing things for you. It's almost like you're taking back your power, you're taking back your time, and you're actually not forgetting your own needs. And the Courage card, of course, it's all about strength. It is a strength card, but this is a self-care card. It indicates that you're doing something bold and daring just for the sake of it, but also you're honoring your own needs, implementing more self-care needs and healthier boundaries. And of course, this card indicates that some of you are looking at your life almost like a review of, a bird's eye view of your life, to see where you've had to be strong and know that you've come a long way and broken through some very challenging times. You're a very vigilant person. And I feel some of you, there may have been some drama in your life, but you're trying to eradicate that or move away from that. And you came to this lifetime with the courage of your heart. Okay, you have such a beautiful, loving heart. But I see that you may have noticed that people don't love in the same way that you do. And I feel that you will find, if you're looking for love, you will find the sort of love that you desire. You will find your happy ever after if you are searching for a high-level commitment. But this is something that's outside of yourself, of course. This is about you getting to know who you are and what your heart desires before you meet the person that you're meant to be with. And for some of you, of course, if you're in a high-level commitment with your partner, it can be that you're very deeply reflective. You can also feel insecurities about trust issues, or feeling insecure as to the relationship. But I actually see that the person that you are with, there's a lot of security here. We've got a Queen of Pentacles energy, which means contentment, security in the home space, building upon whatever it is that you have already. The Ten of Swords can be that you are having an epiphany about a challenging time, or you may have even had experiences in the past where something ended and it's been very difficult or stressful situation, and you may expect the same thing to happen again. But actually I see in your future that you're secure and that there are bright times ahead. Sun card is the most positive card in the deck, and I feel a lot of you, this energy is about you learning to re-shine your light, okay? This is the courage of your beautiful heart. This is a card that indicates that also you're tapping into that inner wild. You're releasing the beast, as it were, so that you can, you know, be all that you are in this lifetime. And I feel, you know, some of you need to peacock yourself a little bit more as well, because I feel some of you may have struggled with confidence issues in the past. And as you mature, this is something definitely that you will conquer there. Now, of course, this is not going to resonate with everyone, but I definitely feel that there are moments where fear may suddenly rise. But because we've got this Knight of Wands in the resistance position, some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck or stagnant, or you felt your libido or that sparkle in life, that spark has somehow dampened or been missing or laying dormant for some time. And this is about tapping into that wild side and reconnecting to that sense of spontaneity and you know, really knowing that actually you're secure to be curious about all that life has to offer. You can go out there and try everything, and whatever it is that you put your hand to, you're going to be successful at it. A lot of you with that Ten of Pentacles, you're focusing on your family, as I mentioned, and the responsibilities there, but also this is about your money, your sense of security. It's about your traditions. It's also an energy here of you and your health. So paying close attention to how you feel within yourself, because I do see this energy, and again, it may not resonate with all of you, that you do tend to neglect your own needs. And this is a period of coming back to self, but most importantly to that inner child, to bring more fun or connect to more things that bring you joy. So if you do have so much responsibility on your shoulders, I feel this is about creating space to go out there and explore new events, new places, new people, new faces, that sort of thing. But the Ten of Pentacles is giving very strong energy about this desire or need, almost obsessively sometimes, about needing to be secure. And as a water element, I'm a Scorpio, and of course you're a Cancerian, you know, we tend to like to be able to control our environment, and we like to basically have this sense of security. We need to know that we are secure, and we don't like change really, unless of course we're in control of that change. So I feel a lot of you are coming to terms with the temporary nature of things and learning to be more flexible is what I'm being given there. But I also see a lot of you, there is this extension of maybe people misunderstanding that, you know, of course, you're all about your family and your soul tribe and the people that you care about, but there's more to you than that. And I feel this very deep dive within you right now with that High Priestess, very deep philosophical thoughts about your life and how things have transformed or transpired, and, you know, the butterfly effect that's been going on in your life. Like, what if I do this? What will be the consequence? It's almost like you feel the consequence heavily on your shoulders. You do a lot of thinking before you do anything, and which is wonderful, but just be a little bit aware of the Hamlet syndrome that's coming through. I'm actually seeing the Shakespeare play Hamlet right now in the water. I mean, this could literally be that you're reading Hamlet right now, or for some of you, it could be that you're a performer, for example, and that's the connection. But I'm seeing like the Hamlet syndrome, like thinking too much about something, it can create analysis paralysis. So I feel that sometimes your inner world is like super rich, right? But sometimes there is a call to action, and you are secure to make that action without having to think about it for such a long time before you make that move, is what I'm being given. But this stalactite, stalagmite is still coming up in the water. So, I mean, my guides only give it to me again when they feel I have not fully expressed what is meant to be expressed with the image. So it can indicate that you've been looking at, you know, this period of going through a darkness or a challenge, and you've been going through a very intense period of growth, but you've also been removing like energy blocks or you are trying to form deeper connections with people and you feel misunderstood in some way. I just keep getting this energy of wanting to be more accessible and have more of an open heart to people. And what I mean by that is you always have an open heart for people and friends, but I feel it's more that you want them to know you more on a deeper level. So I'm going to have to dismiss that energy or that image, because I'll always be honest and say I can't go any further with it. I feel perhaps I'm not articulating what it is they want me to give you. So I'll move on from that. But if an energy does come up, I feel I will, of course, revisit it, but I'll have to leave that there and disconnect. I feel this rawness within you, okay? This passion, this energy that has somehow lain dormant. I mean, the High Priestess is in the resistance position, and when it's in this position, it can indicate there is an innate fear of secrets, or people holding things from you, or feeling like you're not involved in some way. And I feel actually the people around you really care about you, and there's no secrets, okay? But I feel there's this fluctuation between your fears that may rise to the surface, and you're trying to conquer those fears. I actually see that you've conquered them, but these may be things that you look back on and kind of reminisce almost periods in your life where you wished that you hadn't given your energy to a certain person or a certain situation or a certain fear, because you realize it was a waste of your beautiful energy. So I feel a lot of you are cathartically letting go of experiences that wounded your heart or disappointed you or caused or triggered some level of fear. Now, of course, the High Priestess, it will go into the upright energy. So a lot of you are deepening your belief system at this time. But this is a card of inner wisdom and also clairvoyance. You are acutely psychic. You have a very deep energy about you. You have a knowingness. And I feel sometimes you have like ignored your intuition. And I feel like as you mature, you realize that your inner compass is so strong and will never ever lead you astray. So I feel like you're tapping more into your inner wisdom. And I mean, this card also can indicate in the resistance position over-analysis. And I feel a lot of you are trying to conquer that over-analysis within yourself. Because sometimes you can get lost in your inner world, and almost like, and Scorpio is the same. I want you to be aware of that. There's a water element connection here. So maybe you've got placements in Scorpio, maybe not, doesn't matter. But I feel this sense of sometimes the sense of fear of what could be, but hasn't happened yet, sometimes can be very overwhelming, and you have to kind of like rein yourself in. And I feel a lot of you are conquering the inner critic or conquering those dark thoughts that can ruminate sometimes in order to embrace the present moment and realize that if something hasn't happened yet, there's no point in worrying about it because it hasn't happened yet. And if it's something you can change, then you're going to set those changes in motion to make sure that it doesn't happen. But also, if it's something that's out of your control, then what will be will be. And what I see in your future is something so positive, so joyful, and so light and free. And I feel like, you know, you're liberating yourself from fear, or you are liberating yourself from these negative fluctuations, because they are fluctuations. Now, some of you, not all of you, but this may be because there is a hormone that is slightly out of sync. So it could be triggering more negative thoughts than usual, okay? So, you know, it could be that you're feeling a bit low energy, or you have been, but that vitality and that positivity is certainly returning within you, okay? So I'll leave that there because I don't really want to discuss that anymore. It's kind of like something that I feel like you've conquered, or you are on the brink of conquering. So it's like you don't need to go back down that path. It says here, you planted seeds that are ready to harvest. Plenty, abundance, ripe, and release. But it's in a resistance position. So some of you may feel like you're working towards something that you're worried that it will not happen. But I do see it happening. I see you thriving. I see whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, the path is being made clear for you. Also, I feel there's this energy of you just questioning whether life and every day is going to be the same old thing, just a different day. But I see more spontaneity, more excitement, more joyful energy here for you, going out and doing more bold and daring things, and connecting to that inner sense of wild. Everything about your reading seems to be about this wildness, this creativity, this passion that you may feel has lain dormant there. And I feel, especially since you have the Knight of Wands in the resistance position as well, a lot of you have been looking at people who are unreliable, or people that you feel like cannot trust them, or impulsive behavior. Some of you within yourself, you're looking at your impulses or your knee-jerk reactions, and your knee-jerk reaction is to instantly tap into your intuition to see if there's any threat or any fears. So it can be that you're locating something from childhood that has actually made you feel like you're not secure, or made you feel fearful of certain things. So for example, if when you were growing up, parents or guardians either cheated or divorced, or it was very turbulent, it could be as you grow older in your relationships, you are fearful when you get to know a person who truly loves you and you're being vulnerable and open with that person. Suddenly you fear loss. Suddenly you feel that you could lose that person, or you feel so intensely for that person that you want to hold on tightly because you fear that they could walk away. Because the Ten of Swords, a lot of your energy is to fear loss, or to fear the end of something. And it can be very difficult to kind of like come to grips with, because, you know, a lot of your cards are pointing to like a fear that could have extended from childhood, and it's the nature of things being temporary. Okay, when you are searching in a world for security, you are noticing that everything changes, and the temporary nature of things. This is a card that is very temporary. It means here today, gone tomorrow. But it's in the resistance position, which is actually really positive when it comes to addressing that fear, because it means the right people and the right situations are going to stick around for you. And, you know, I feel there's this energy of you realizing that you are enough, and that you are lovable, and that you are a beautiful, kind, passionate being, and people enjoy your company. So if some of you have been feeling a bit lonely, or you've noticed friendships or relationships evolving, doesn't mean that they're evolving to leave or disconnect. It means that everyone has a spiritual process, and everyone changes, and you can grow together and apart, and together and apart, in order to discover your sense of independence. Even in a loving marriage, for example, people need to go off and do their own thing, be independent. And I feel that, of course, you accept that and you love that as well. You need to explore your own independent side, and you definitely do not like to be controlled. I definitely see that there, but there's this fear of something ending, your security ending, or, you know, for some of you, that Ten of Pentacles, it could be a fear of a marriage ending, but I actually see a lot of joy, happiness, and flourishing around you there. Now, of course, if some of you have gone through a divorce or a separation in the past, this could have also triggered fears. So I see a lot of you looking at the trigger of fear and knowing that, you know, you are strong enough to get over these things, and that you are moving past these things now and moving towards a brighter time. The Knight of Wands in the upright is to rediscover your passions. It's also, you know, you to do something that's more creative. I feel like there's an energy here of you wanting more adventure in your life. And for some of you, it could be that you are about to transform your life forever by either going overseas, relocating, or going on a monumental trip or some sort of travel. And it's actually going to be very beneficial for you. But initially, that start, you know, of trying to do something new, bold, and daring, it can throw up some fears of like, what if it ends? Or what if it doesn't go the way I hope for? Or what if, you know, it wasn't the experience I was hoping for? You know, if you're launching a business, for example, there's no guarantee that it's going to be successful, but you take that leap of faith and you put your whole heart and soul into it. But what I can see here is whatever it is you're connecting to, it is successful. It is going to bring you joy. You are secure, and you will multiply, finances, or you will multiply this sense of security because you have the Queen of Pentacles there. But also, it's this inner battle, what I see a lot of you going through, the inner battle of comfort, but also independence and exploring the two. Because so many pentacle energies is about security, the home space, comfort, being a homebody, and also you've got this passion with the Knight of Wands and the Sun. And it's about exploring your passions, being wild and free. And actually, life is about variety and having the best of both worlds. So, of course, you've got a lot on your plate. You are very busy. You have a lot of responsibilities. But do make more time for you to kick back, relax, and explore the moment and do joyful things just for the sake of it feeling good. Like, suddenly skipping, or suddenly being in your kitchen cooking and then dancing, or whatever it is. It just feels like you being more spontaneous in your everyday circumstances. Now, also, there is an energy that because you are a passionate and gentle, sensitive soul, you may have felt that in the past people have taken, or should I say mistaken, your kindness for weakness. But actually, you are one of the strongest people because you have an open heart and you are deeply emotional and sensitive. And a lot of people, they actually pay like psychotherapists or counselors to be able to access the emotions that you have. Okay, so remember that your sensitivity is actually your strength. And you may feel vulnerable in that sensitivity, but actually a lot of people see you as being very strong and are in awe of that level of sensitivity and love that you have. And it says here, show your power to your oppressors, attention, fearless, fiery, and drama. So, of course, a lot of you are eradicating drama from your life, disconnecting from things that feel out of sync with the lifestyle that you are trying to accomplish or maintain and sustain at this time. I mean, the Knight of Wands indicates you are a light bringer, okay? You're someone who is very exciting to be with. You're someone who is very supportive, kind, and loving, and you may have attracted people in your past who tried to, dull your shine or actually knock your confidence because they felt inadequate by your side. Or you may have encountered people who came towards you for fixing, and as soon as you offered your sanctuary and your healing, they sort of flee the nest. Especially in love relationships, you may have noticed that. But I feel like you are taking your power back, and I definitely see that you're still going to be caring and loving and supportive, but at the same time you've erected healthier boundaries that people will not cross because you will not let them, is what I see there. But ultimately, this is about being fearless in life. That's why I feel I really don't want to return to a place where you have been fearful of situations or loss, because I feel like you're conquering that and almost like blossoming because of that period that you have conquered, if that makes sense. I mean, some of this may not be making sense for anybody right now, but I have to honor the energy that I've got coming out here. I feel there is a duality about you. I feel like you're blending your energies, creating something new out of what you've got, and paying really close attention to your sense of purpose. And I feel like with this card, it indicates that there is a spiritual evaluation going on here, that you are psychologically healing from something. And that's why I feel it's throwing up triggers or fears. You have to address them and face them head on, whatever they may be. But a lot of you, it is this Ten of Swords. It's always on your mind of things ending, or very difficult, stressful periods that I feel like you have been going through. This could also be for individuals. It could be that you and your family have been going through a challenging time, or your relationship's been going through a challenging time, and you're ready to change, or you're ready for the cycle to end. But the Ten of Swords indicates The cycle is coming to an end, and it can only get better from here. This is literally the light at the end of the tunnel, especially since you have the Sun card as your very final card. It means, you know, that you're stepping into the light now, okay? And I'm going to pull a card on that Ten of Swords when I get it, but that the Temperance card indicates that you are trying to go through a period of tempering your life, balancing things out, and being in the flow of energy, and heightening your awareness about your needs and learning to articulate your needs from a healthier place, let's put it that way. I feel like you tend to hold yourself to a very high standard, and you're actually a little bit critical on yourself, so I feel you're also trying to quieten the inner critic there as well. And I really get an energy that you're trying to understand your place in a very crazy world. You're trying to tap into nature. You're trying to tap into your inner sense of awareness, your higher self. You're trying to rise up from a challenging time like that phoenix from the ashes and reclaim your power, because whatever it is that you've gone through that has been a very hard struggle, I feel like you're coming out the other side, and now you are in a place to accept joy and happiness into your life, and it will be bestowed upon you. I mean, you don't tend to wallow in things, is what I see. You tend to be very practical about, like, okay, I need to do this, I need to step up, I need to show up. And I feel now you're showing up for yourself. And this Ten of Swords, it can indicate the end of that challenging time where you're so ready for new, a fresh new start. You're at the pinnacle of change here. This is the transformation. This is the breakthrough point, okay? But I feel, because it's swords, it's actually more of a psychological revelation, a thought process where you are realizing that the end of something, or the end of how you feel about something, it can be positive, it can be a release in order to bring you more joy. Like the end of a toxic relationship will open you up to a healthier relationship. The end of accepting things that you do not deserve, for example, you deserve more than you perhaps have been accepting, or the things that you've been sacrificing, I see, will have been worth it. We've got the Six of Pentacles, balance, and the Queen of Wands. So this is about you, like, not allowing life or people to breadcrumb you. This is about you, like, deserving more. It's about you creating balance and harmony. It's also about you realizing that you have been an overgiver in your lifetime, and now you're readdressing the balance. Of course, the people who deserve your time and your energy, you are there for them. You're the sort of person who is ride or die. But this Six of Pentacles indicates that, you know, you have become aware that sometimes you give out more than you're getting back. And right now, you're not about it. I feel like you're nipping it in the bud. Also, the universe is bestowing a surprise upon you that will be very positive in nature. And you may have felt that the universe left you out a little bit for a while, but I do see that good things are coming for you. Also, I feel this Queen of Wands, this is about your power. It's about you knowing that you're attractive both inside and out. Physically, I also see that, and my readings are not about aesthetics, but I feel some of you may have, I'm getting two energies here, body dysmorphia. Some of you may have struggled with the way that you see yourself, okay? And you're very attractive. As I said, both inside and out. You have a beautiful heart, and this reflects on the outside. You're actually someone who attracts a lot of attention, but you may not note it. You're also someone who is highly magnetic, and you are transformative in nature. I'm seeing an energy of ambivert, okay? So it could be there's times where you really need to disconnect because life or people are too much, but then there's other times where you need to peacock yourself a little bit more. You're fun-loving, and I feel you're very popular, whether you know it or not. And I actually see that this is about you doing more things that reignite that lust for life, or that spark. This card can also indicate that you're naturally a homemaker. Now, this is not a gender-specific reading. There's an energy of wanting to, you know, be secure or be in a unit. And I feel that, you know, you're trying to find the balance of independence, being wild and free, but at the same time settling down and feeling comfortable. And I want you to be aware that Six of Pentacles indicates that, yeah, life, it fluctuates. There is always, some sort of change or shift going on, but you are secure in whatever is going on around you. I mean, if it's financially related, that you're a little bit nervous about money, I see that, of course, money will fluctuate, but you'll always have what you need, and you will be able to save as well. So you are secure financially. There is a brighter time ahead. For some of you, it can also be that your confidence, it fluctuates, but it's returning stronger than ever. You're going to notice people noticing you. You're attracting a lot of opportunity towards you. And some of you, as you mature and get older, you actually get more attractive. You actually get more wisdom and more glow on your skin, and people are just drawn to you because there's something about you. There is a gravitas about you that you are just not aware of within yourself, but you do feel it at moments. But I feel like you come into your own as you mature. And I also see that for some of you, there's going to be a familiar. So I see a pet adopting you in the future if they haven't already. Some of you may also have been thinking about adopting a companion. And when you go to adopt that companion, it will adopt you. It will literally make its way towards you immediately because it knows it has found home, because that's you all over, my beautiful Cancerians. To a lot of people, you feel like home. And I feel also you are searching for this sense of home, and you will discover it. A lot of you have already discovered it, and you've been sort of making sure that you maintain it. That Queen of Pentacles, I mean, it's coming out Queen energy. So that Ten of Swords, it was covered by a queen, and when I clarified it, a queen came out as well. So I feel this is an energy of you being the power behind the throne as well in your life. You may have found that, you are someone who has a lot of power in situations, but you just don't give yourself credit for it. Queen of Pentacles also indicates that you work really hard at maintaining life, keeping people connected. You are the linchpin to families or friendships as well. You're always reaching out to people, but now you may have stepped back in order to see who reaches out towards you. I feel like you're very health oriented right now as well, creating sort of a peaceful environment for you to call your sanctuary. You're a really good friend as well, and I see that there's an energy of life got pretty serious for you at some point, or something happened where life got turned upside down and you had a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and it meant that you had to put your creativities or that sense of playfulness to the side and lay dormant for a while. But know that you are actually about to erupt and follow your passions and almost like reshape your landscapes in some way. And know that if you think about the nature of a volcano that lays dormant, all that molten lava beneath the surface, suddenly coming to the surface and creating new landscapes as it does, the molten lava, it kind of like cools down and solidifies. It is solid ground. So I want you to know that you're secure to, follow your passions and rediscover that lust for life, and you will be truly happy indeed. This card is interesting because there can be this energy of vulnerability about the Sun card, and I feel a lot of you are shining a spotlight on vulnerabilities in your life, or where you feel vulnerable. And it could be anything from like your immune system. You may be looking at vitamins, hormones, or things that you've had as a child, for example, and I feel like you are conquering it or managing it so that it does not limit you in any way. For some of you, this is you like embracing the present moment and not really living in your head to such a degree where you're focused on the past and focused on the future and forgetting about the present moment. So I feel a lot of you are trying to be more mindful about presence. The Sun card indicates that you're a beautiful person. You have raw energy, and it's the end of conflict. It's about driving out the old, anything that has bothered you, anything you've outgrown, and really looking at the temporary nature of things as being something that keeps life fluid and keeps life interesting and positive, and it helps you attract more in life, more of the good stuff. And it feels like you're taking charge to only do things that bring you joy, because the sunflower which was always present as well on the Queen of Wands, indicates that you're deciding to go where you feel truly happy. You're cutting out anything that hurts you, or anything that drains your energy, or anything that you are intuitively suspicious of. I feel like you're just keeping it at a distance. It has no place in your life. No more drama, because the sunflower, it follows the sun throughout the day, and that is a source of energy, of life force, of positivity, of joy, of healthiness. And I feel that you right now are deciding to do things, or more things, that bring you immense joy. And there's a lot of dark energy here in your cards, and what I mean by that is a very thoughtful, deep, transformative time that you've been going through, and this literally is the light at the end of the tunnel for you. Okay, so if you have been going through a challenging time, and you've had a lot on your mind, or you've been deeply philosophically thinking about so many things that you've experienced in your life, in order to let those challenging times go, you're about to embrace a period of joy, happiness, and freedom. So we have Hourglass. I mean, this makes sense. Your final card, there is the Hourglass there, and it literally says that there may have been periods where you had a fear of missing out, but I see that you had to go through this period of stagnancy, or this period where you felt a little bit lost, or like you were drifting, in order to rediscover parts of yourself, or even discover parts of yourself as you mature. We've got the Hourglass as one of your final cards there, and it says, there may be a worry of missing out, or that life has been passing you by. Trust that what is meant for you will find you exactly when it's supposed to. Be open to the way the events unfold. So again, that's like your beautiful open heart. You're welcoming opportunities into your life. And I feel like you're not controlling how things go. You're being more open to the temporary nature of things, because what is meant for you will never pass you by. And we've got Labyrinth, so maybe that's where I felt, this kind of sense of like being confused, or feeling a bit lost, or maybe that cave with the stalactites and stalagmites. It feels like you've been going through a very dark, transformative time, but it's a cathartic time. If you think about stalactites and stalagmites, all the water that drips off them, it's calcified, I think, and it's like, it's purifying. So I think some of you may have been going through a detoxifying period in your life. It says things may seem confusing or never ending right now, but the future, whilst it may feel unclear, you must trust your inner compass. You'll find your way out, just as you always do. Okay, so if you have been going through some challenges, I definitely see that you find solutions to these. Maybe that you just need to find an alternative way. Oh my gosh. I just noticed on this card, there's actually stalactites on the card. Look at that, right at the top there. They're all across there, okay? So, sometimes I'm given readings and images and I'm like, where is this going? I have no clue. And I'm giving you everything that my guides are channeling me to give you. And sometimes I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I mean, they're not trees. They've got spikes on the end. So I want you to be aware of that. I'll show you closer. Hopefully you can see that. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't really know where my guides are trying to bring me with this. And I'll always be honest, I'm not going to make something up for you. But suddenly everything starts to make sense. So there is the image there of stalactites, and it's highlighting that, yes, you may have felt that you've been a little bit lost or drifting or on autopilot in life. Maybe that life has been passing you by, or your energy levels have been low and you feel like there's something you're missing out on, or that you want to do more wild and daring and bold things. But now is the time to embrace that and have the best of all worlds. Remember, variety is a spice of life. And we've got Kaleidoscope, okay? And it says there, everything is made up of patterns and synchronicities. There's hidden meaning in all things that you experience. The universe may be trying to get your attention. Ask yourself, what is the lesson here? Whenever we go through a challenging time, the first question to ask is, what is the lesson here? That is often the root and the way through the challenge. So I feel a lot of you, deep philosophical time, but you are going to get through this, and there is a light on the other side. brighter times ahead, a brighter future. You're secure, multiplying wealth if you're worried about money, but also you are securing your position and your home space. And also, I see your family or your soul tribe, they are also secure as well. I see a lot of protection around you as well. So I'll leave that there. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a button. This is quite loud, so just be a little bit mindful of your beautiful ears. Thank you so much for it. Thank you so much. So we have a button, and it is the treasure chest, unlocking all the riches within yourself. Okay, that you are a gift, you are a treasure, and people do treasure you in your life. They may not say it every day, but I definitely see and feel it. I also see that a lot of you are you're very deep and sensitive and very private, and you may keep a part of yourself locked off to others. And that's why I feel this sense of wanting to be more accessible, so that people understand you a little bit more, or can see the real you, the authentic you. I mean, you're always authentic and you're always true blue, but it's like unlocking that part of yourself that may have been locked off for such a long time. And you are allowing people to discover you now in a different way, if that makes sense. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Cancerians. I know it was a very complex reading and some things may not make sense. I'm not really sure where the reading was kind of going there, but it happened for a reason like this, and I hope you find something in there that is of benefit. So thank you so much, and love and light.